Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here, continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know what we do here on the Jam Session. We cook up every single game, every single day, right here for free, man. I appreciate every last one of y'all joining me. I'm sorry I'm late. This video will drop the night before most nights, man. I had some severe technical difficulties last night. It was really frustrating, but I'm here. We're going through all 12 games like we always do. It's a money-making opportunity. Follow me on Twitter, man. That's where I usually post updates. I'm usually active there all day. If you got any questions or anything like that, you can hit me on Twitter at ParlayGuyJ. There's a link in the description. But you can also hop on a long-term package, man. You can hop on a 3-day, 7-day, monthly, yearly, seasonal, however you want to do it, at Pickdawgz Premium. You can do it. When you do that, you get every single play that I release in that time frame. Not just NBA, but every single sport. It's the best bang for your buck, man. Think about hopping on one of those or pairing me up 2-for-1 capper special over there, man. Huge card. 12 games. I'm here. We're breaking down every single one of them right here, right now, man. So without further ado, let's do exactly that. Let's make some money, man. And let's hop right into tonight's NBA action. All right, next game up, man. We got the Washington Wizards out on the road facing the Indiana Pacers. Pacers favored by 7 at the crib. This is what I'll say, man. I did like what I saw from the Pacers last season. I think they were laying their foundation for their future. We saw Tyrese Halliburton become a household name, their star player. We saw him play with Team USA over the offseason. I think that'll take his game to the next level, come back to the Pacers and help them elevate as well. I could see the Pacers really competing for playoff seeding in the Eastern Conference this year. I think that they have enough talent to do so. The problem is I think the Wizards are going to be in that exact same boat as the Pacers. I really, really love the addition of Jordan Poole to this Washington Wizards team. And I think I'm on the same lines as Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett said that Jordan Poole to the Wizards is eerie similar to James Harden when he left the Thunder and went to the Rockets. And I agree. A guy that played a pivotal role on a team that went deep in the playoffs that felt like he wasn't getting the touches he deserved. A volume shooter that can score with the best in the league. We've already seen Jordan Poole with how many points did he have in that preseason game? The Wizards are going to be a fun team to watch. I think they're better than people may think right now, and I think that creates some value on them, especially here in their first game. If I was making this line would not be Pacers -7. It would be probably Indiana -3.5, 4 points. So I think we're getting some value here on the Wizards on the road. I would not be surprised if they won this game straight up. I do think right now the Pacers are the better team, but I don't think they're 7 points better than the Wizards, man. I think the Wizards can and will compete here in this game. I'm going to grab the points with Washington. Jordan Poole, Kyle Kuzma and company. Give me Washington plus the points here in this one. Next game up, man, we got the Boston Celtics out on the road facing the New York Knicks. We got the Celtics only laying 3 here in this one. And short, sweet, simple. I'm taking the Celtics. I'm laying the points here in this one. I'm not going to try to overcomplicate it. I think the Celtics are the best team in the Eastern Conference. I said that for a majority of the season last year, and I think they drastically improved over the offseason, adding Porzingis, adding Drew Holiday to what has already been one of the best teams in the East the last few seasons. I know Milwaukee added Damian Lillard. Many people may think that they're the best team. I think it's Boston, and I think it's by a pretty good margin. I'm going to be honest. I don't really understand this line. It's not like the Knicks were this dominant home team last season. The Knicks at home were 21, 22, and 3 ATS last season. So why is the spread so low? I have no idea. I think it's your typical New York media overhyping their team. I like Julius Randle. I love Jalen Brunson. I think they made some pretty solid acquisitions over the offseason, but let's be for real here. The Knicks are not in the same airspace as the Boston Celtics. They're just not. And I don't see them competing within a 3-point game. I just don't. I think the Celtics win this game comfortably. I think they showcase just how good they are early and often in this one. I think the Knicks are overvalued per usual. Give me the Celtics. I'm gonna lay the points with them out on the road here in this one. Next game up, man, we got the Houston Rockets out on the road facing the Orlando Magic. Magic at the crib laying 4 points. This is, I think, one of the more interesting games on the board because these are two young teams looking to take that next step this season. The Magic, I have taken that next step. I got the Magic making the postseason this year. They have the talent to do it. They've been collecting some of the top tier talent over the last few seasons, and it's time for it all to come together and this team to go on a run. I really like Paolo Banchero. I really like what I saw from Franz Wagner over the offseason, man. I am high on this Magic team, and I am going to take them here in this one tonight. I'm going to lay the 4, man. They were a money-making team in spots last year. We really saw flashes of what this Orlando Magic team can be. Banchero looked really good playing for Team USA. I like this Magic team, man. The Rockets, I just don't know what we're getting from them. I know they got the new head coach in Ime Udoka, a guy who had the Celtics playing their best brand of basketball under him there. They brought in Fred VanVleet from Toronto to come run the helm. Brought in Dylan Brooks from Memphis to kind of be the enforcer. Got the Thompson twin out of the draft. Still got Sagoon. Still got Jalen Green. They got some guys here in Houston. How quickly can they put it together is the million-dollar question. I think that the chemistry in Orlando is better. I think the overall team for Orlando is better. I think the high-end talent for Orlando is better. I think Orlando gets their first win of the season at home. I would look at laying the points with them as I think that they can and will win this game comfortably. Next game up, man, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers out on the road facing the Brooklyn Nets. Cavs favored by a point here in this one. I'm going to be honest. I cannot get the Cleveland Cavs playoffs performance out of my mind, man. They got bullied in that playoff series. Julius Randle was able to do just about whatever he wanted. Jared Allen and Evan Mobley wanted no parts of Julius Randle in that postseason series, and that's really concerning. Donovan Mitchell could not be the hero that the Cavs needed in the end. He kind of disappeared, in my opinion. And Darius Garland, he's just not that guy. He may be the 25th best point guard in the NBA, and that's crazy to say, I know. But when you just really go player for player, he may be the 25th best point guard in the NBA. I'm not as high on Cleveland as I was last year. There were spots last year where Cleveland was really dominant, but again, I cannot get that postseason run out my head. The Nets, on the other hand, you got to remember, the Nets didn't come together until the trade deadline last season when they shipped everybody out. So this is a team that hasn't even had half a season under their belt to play together, man. They now have a full offseason together. Ben Simmons looked good in some preseason action. If he can come back and be a legitimate role on this team, I think the Nets can make some noise in the East. I really do. I like Mikal Bridges. I like Cam Johnson, Spencer Dinwiddie, Cam Thomas, Ben Simmons. They got some pieces over there in Brooklyn. I think they win this game tonight at home. I wouldn't want to take Cleveland in this spot, man. Not until Cleveland wakes up and shows me something different, man, because that postseason is still burned right here in my mind how bad they look. They look terrible, and I'm not sure if they can just go ahead and fix it. All offseason, I heard reports that Donovan Mitchell ain't re-signing. He's probably leaving, so I can't back Cleveland, not on the road. When they get back home, maybe. Cleveland was a money-making team at home last season. On the road, can't do it. Give me the Nets plus the point here in this one. Next game up, man, we got the Detroit Pistons out on the road facing the Miami Heat. Heat favored by 9 here in this one. And if you remember correctly, then you remember last year during the regular season, one of my favorite money-making spots were to just flat out fade the Heat at home. For majority of the season, the Heat were the worst home ATS team in the entire NBA, man. They would win games, but they just would not cover. They would just go through the motions at the crib. And while I don't think it will be as bad this season, I know I would not feel comfortable laying double digits with them at home, especially not to begin the year. I'm sorry, I just would not. I know they went on one of the most insane postseason runs of all of our lifetime. Like, what they did to make the finals last year was insane. To go from the play-in round all the way to the finals was crazy, but the fact that they were in the play-in is even crazier because I think they were the number one seed the year before. So they were going through the motions a lot in the regular season last year. I kind of have worry about that again this year. I would not feel comfortable laying 9 early this season. The Pistons, I definitely think, can and will compete in this game. They got Cade Cunningham back in the fold. I think many people forgot just how good he is because of how much time he's missed. Bojan Bogdanovic will not play, but I still like the Thompson twin. Like, this Pistons team has been bad for quite some time, which means they've drafted high for quite some time, which means they've stockpiled a good amount of talent. And they kind of remind me of a young Orlando Magic. I don't know if we'll quite see them be as good as the Magic were last year, even though the Pistons ATS last year were decent. I think they're going to be a money-making team for us this year. I think we're going to make some cash taking them here. Game 1 against the Heat. Give me the Pistons plus the points at the crib. Or, I'm sorry, on the road here in this one. Next game up, man, we got the Minnesota Timberwolves out on the road facing the Toronto Raptors. T-Wolves favored by 1 here in this one. Last year, I had a nickname for the Timberwolves. It was the House of Disappointment. It just seemed like more often than not, when we took the Timberwolves in spots they were supposed to get it done, they just did not get it done. And spots where they were not supposed to get it done were the spots they got it done. The Timberwolves were really, really weird last year. I'm not going to give them the nickname to start the year. I'm going to give them a clear slate, and hopefully they don't earn the nickname back. With doing that, hopefully they don't screw me and they come out here and actually hoop and cover this point spread, because I am taking the T-Wolves minus the 1 here in this one. Here's why. The Raptors, they lost their head coach, Nick Nurse. He don't look like he wanted to be there. He's in Philly. Fred VanVleet left. He's in Houston. He didn't want to be there. Kawhi Leonard left when after he won a chip. He didn't want to be there. So it seems like nobody wants to be in Toronto. And then it seems like every chance I get, Siakam and Anunoby are in every trade, every mock trade there is. So I'm not high on the Raptors, all in all. I'm not. I think this is going to be probably one of their worst seasons in recent memory. The Timberwolves, they're healthy to start the season. Remember, Cat missed extended amount of time last year. I really like Anthony Edwards, man. I think he took a huge step this offseason playing for Team USA. He was really like the alpha male on the team, the go-to guy. And I think that's going to pay dividends for him moving forward and this Timberwolves team. Come on, Timberwolves. Don't earn the nickname back, man. This should be a game y'all get done on the road. I'm going to give them a shot. Give me the T-Wolves laying the point here in this one. Next game up, man. Y'all know who it is. It's our favorite money-making team, a team we made a ton of cash on the last few seasons. The Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies, man. Thunder Buddies for life. This is what I'm going to say, man. We're not going to get the same value on the Thunder this year like we got last year and even the year before. Last year, what would this line be? Thunder plus 3.5, Thunder plus 4, and we would have took them straight up on the money line. That's what I mean by we're not getting the same value this season. Not to say that they still won't be a cover team. Not to say we still won't make money on the Thunder. It's just we're not getting the same value. The Thunder kind of remind me of the Detroit Lions of the NFL. I think they run hand in hand. Small market teams haven't done much in the grand scheme of things, but their future is bright, and they have made people a lot of money betting them. And I think we're still going to be able to make money betting the Thunder Buddies. They have a top 10 player right now in the NBA. Many people don't think so. I'm here to tell you right now, Shea is top 10. He is that damn good. I love the pieces around him. Josh Giddey, Chet Holmgren back in the fold. Got the two Williams. This Thunder team is nice. And we saw them compete last season, make the postseason. I think they are going to be better and improved this year. So I like the Thunder here in this game. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to lay the 1 with Oklahoma City on the road. Chicago, I'm not high on Zach LaVine. I'm not high on DeMar DeRozan anymore. These are guys that I think are entering the later stages of their career, and it's not like they've shown me much the last few seasons to want to try to take them here. I think the Thunder, team for team, player for player, roster for roster, are the better team. I think that's why they're favored here on the road, and I would look at laying the point with them out here on the road. Next game up, man, we got the New Orleans Pelicans out on the road facing the Memphis Grizzlies. Line's even in this one. This is an interesting game. We know what's up with the Grizzlies. No John Morant. They brought in Derrick Rose, brought in Marcus Smart. Steven Adams will miss the full season, and Desmond Bane got that bag over the offseason. So, Desmond, man, you got a lot on your plate. You got to lead this team and keep them afloat till your main guy gets back. Jaren Jackson, I like him here as well, although his stock kind of dropped for me over the offseason. I wasn't overly impressed with what I seen from him with Team USA. I thought I would see him take a step forward. He kind of took a step back, in my opinion. And on the other side, man, we got the Pelicans. The Pelicans were a team that was derailed by injury last year. When they were healthy, they had the number one seed in the West, and I think many people forgot that. Coming into the season, they are healthy right now. And I think that the Pelicans are going to be right there in the thick of things in the Eastern Conference. This team is really good when Zion plays. He brings this team all the way together. They still got guys that can get their own bucket. McCollum, Ingram, guys like that. I like this Pelicans team, and I think they win this game here tonight. I'm going to take the Pelicans on the road. I know the Grizzlies were really good at home last year. They won a lot of games, and I know they've played really good basketball without John Morant. But that was midseason. I think starting a season without, one of the best guards in the NBA hinders your team. I don't think Marcus Smart and Derrick Rose fill that gap. I think the Pelicans are just better than the Grizzlies at the start of the season. I'm going to take the Pelicans straight up on the money line, out on the road. I think they go in there and beat Memphis. Next game up, man, we got the Sacramento Kings out on the road facing the Utah Jazz. Kings favored by 1.5 here in this one in Utah. It's an interesting game we got here, man. This line looks extremely funky to me. I'm going to call a spade a spade. The Kings were the best road ATS team in the league last season. 29-15 against the spread out on the road is what the Kings finished the year. The Jazz were also really good out on the road. They were the second best road cover team in the NBA. The problem is I think a lot of people know that. I think a lot of people are going to be on the Kings here. And I think the Jazz are in a sneaky money line spot as a home dog at the crib. And I am going to take the Jazz in this sneaky spot as the home dog, man. The Jazz just fly under the radar. No, they don't have any top-tier talent, but they do play extremely great team chemistry basketball. And I love that. They also have a real home court advantage up there in Utah, kind of like Denver. And I just don't want to be laying points on the road game one of the season. It's pretty much where this comes down to. This is not one of my favorite games on the card. I don't have a premium better in this game or anything like that, but I'm going with my gut. It's early in the season. We don't have a lot of material to work on from this season. And I'm going with my gut. My gut tells me that this line is funky. My gut tells me that the Jazz come out and win this basketball game tonight at home, start the year off 1-0. And when my gut has a good feeling, I'll roll with it. The numbers and everything I look at yell Sacramento, but the line doesn't. I usually hate breaking down games like this, but this is my thought process. I'm taking the Jazz plus the 1.5 or straight up on the money line as I think they get it done at the crib. Next game up, man, we got the Dallas Mavericks out on the road facing the San Antonio Spurs. This will be the debut game for Victor Wembanyama, man. So San Antonio is going to be on absolute fire tonight. This building is going to be one of the best venues in the NBA. They're ready to see their guy, man. And I'm here to tell you right now, Victor Wembanyama is the truth. I have loved every single second of basketball I've seen this guy play. Preseason action, summer league action, whatever he played, man, he really played well and showed me some things. And I think he is going to have this San Antonio Spurs team right there in the thick of things. I think if high end, the Spurs can compete for the play-in. They don't have necessarily the best players around Victor, and that's what concerns me here, game one. If this was last year, what would this spread be? Dallas -9, Dallas -10. That's how bad San Antonio was. So the $1,000,000 question is, before Victor has played a single NBA game, a single minute, recorded a single official stat, is he worth 6, 7 points against the spread? And I'm going to tell you before any of that, the answer to that is no. Will he? Probably, as the season progresses? Of course. He's a unicorn. He's him. But first NBA action, I don't know, man. On the other side, my Mavs, man, this is a do-or-die type season for a lot of guys on this team. The Mavs, of course, did not make the postseason last year. They decided to tank it and get a higher draft pick. And so they did not make the postseason last year. The Mavs were also one of the worst ATS teams in the entire NBA. I want to say they were the worst ATS team in the entire NBA. We lost a lot of money betting the Mavs last year. And I promised myself this year we were not going to do that. Here's the thing, though. Here's how I see this game. I think game 1, there's value on the Mavs at 4. That's just how I see it. So I am going to take the Mavs and lay the 4 points in this one. I just think that Victor Wembanyama has the Spurs overvalued game 1 of the year. I could see Luka, Kyrie, and company beating up on a bad Spurs overall team. I like Victor, but I think people are getting a little ahead of themselves. I see the Mavs winning and starting the year off 1-0. I would lay the 4 points with them. Not my favorite play on the card, but I do think the Mavs win tonight and beat the Spurs. Next game up, man, we got the Portland Trail Blazers out on the road facing the Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers laying 9 here in this one. We know what's up with the Clippers, man. They got 3 Hall of Famers: Westbrook, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. This is a team that injury has derailed their season more often than not. Can this team stay healthy is the $1,000,000 question. If they can, they're going to be in the thick of things in the West at the end of the year. If not, they're going to be the same Clippers team we've seen the past few seasons. Game 1 tonight, we all can agree the Clippers are the better team. And I would not be surprised at all if they blew out this Portland Trail Blazers team. It's just, I don't see that happening. I just don't see it happening. I think the Blazers have enough pieces offensively to compete. This is a different Blazers team, of course. We're now entering the non-Damian Lillard era here in Portland. But I think a lot of people think Portland just tore it down and they're going to be the worst team in the NBA. They still have a lot of servable pieces that if they come together the right way, Portland is probably going to be a money-making team for us here in certain spots, getting a bundle of points like they are tonight. I like Scoot Henderson. I think, he's going to get his numbers. He's going to get his, and he's possibly going to push the Chet and Wemby for Rookie of the Year just purely off of his usage and how many shots he's going to get up and his numbers. I do think Scoot Henderson is going to be just fine here for the Portland Trail Blazers. We know they got Brogdon in the Celtics trade, added Aiden, added Robert Williams, Jeremy Grant's still there, Shaedon Sharpe. Like, they got some pieces here in Portland. I think on more nights than not, if their shots are falling, they can compete with just about anybody in the NBA. Now, listen to what I'm saying, and that's point spread wise. Like, getting 9, I think, is a good place to be here with Portland. I think they have enough offensive weapons to score here with the Clippers. I don't see the Clippers coming out here balls to the wall trying to blow the Blazers out night 1 of the NBA. I'm sorry. That's just not the Clippers in my mind. So, short, sweet, simple. I'm taking the Blazers plus the points. I think they can sneak in that back door or possibly just outright compete with the Clippers all game and give us a cover here. 9 points is a lot to lay with Los Angeles. And that's going to conclude this episode of my NBA Jam session. I appreciate every last one of y'all joining me. Smash that like button for your guys. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can follow me on Twitter at ParlayGuyJ. I'm usually active there all day. And if you're looking for my best bets, my premium plays, the plays that I personally have the most money on, there's a link in the description. Takes you right to my handicapper page. There you can find my top plays or a long-term package, man. The best thing to do is to hop on something long-term, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, monthly, seasonal, yearly, however you want to do it over at Pickdawgz Premium. You can do it. When you scoop up a long-term package, you're not only getting every single NBA play that I have, but every single sport as well. So I think about hopping on one of those long-term packages. Let's make some money over a long period of time. I appreciate all y'all. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs. Hopefully we smash tonight on our first loaded card in the NBA. Let's make some money tonight. See y'all later, man. I'm out of here. Peace.